Wagwan people, back for another edition of Fourever Arsenal, joined by all the usual suspects. We got Jack in the building, we got Curtis. I don't know who that other person is. It is Mr. Lee Judges, of course. Actually, I don't know who Curtis. I mean, bro, you look weird without the braids, man. I've known you now.
Do you know what?
Years have I known you, and I've never seen you without braids.
It's true. Do you know what? Since doing this show, the boldness of you and Lee has inspired me to have short hair. And then Jack, we've never seen Jack's hair anyway because his hat never comes off. So yeah, I just thought, as you get older, you just want comfort, don't you? I said I can't be dealing with this no more.
Can't be dealing with like the sessions, like hair being taken out, washed.
Nah.
Then have to be braided up, and then it does take a lot of time. Not that I know about it. I see my daughter.
Yeah, I saw your hair routine in Singapore. It was very short and sharp.
Oh my days! You're
always late though, Curtis. You know what I mean? Imagine if you had here. Oh dear, oh dear. Meet on the Monday, he turns up on the Tuesday. You know what I mean? It's unreal.
You're right now, Curtis. Good to have you back. Kenya's done a really good job standing in for you. But
big up to Kenya.
Don't forget.
Yeah, I'm back, man. I mean, do you know what? It was a good show on Monday. I was gutted that I missed that show because I was ready to spar with you, Robbie, after that Wolves result. You know what I mean? But Kenya stepped in well, and Lee and Jack had a good go of convincing you the performance wasn't good. I watched the show. But
when did I say the performance wasn't good?
No. I'm just saying you was very defensive of Arteta, shall we say?
All right, let me just say.
You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, yeah? What would you rather take, yeah? A brilliant, exciting game full of goals. Brilliant. Like, many people calling it the game of the season on Monday night, right? Manchester United 4, Bournemouth 4, or a horrendous, terrible performance, but we got the 3 points. Which one would you rather have had? And that was the point I was trying to make. It was there in a nutshell on Monday night.
Yeah, but you didn't.
Do you know the thing though, Rob? My argument is why can't you have both? Why can't you play well and win? They're bottom of the league.
Have that all the time,
you didn't say that against Sunderland. You didn't say that against Chelsea. You didn't say that against Aston Villa. All of a sudden,
that's all against
Wolves.
Listen, no. Listen,
it's true, don't it?
I did not say it's all right. That performance, right, we can't see that this week. We can't see that. I don't even want to see that again for the season. But we do know that the point I was trying to make is they do happen. They do happen to everybody throughout the season. You have a game where you turn up, everyone's counting the numbers before the game started. It's kind of like a complacency all round. Fans are talking about 5s and 6-0s. The players are probably thinking that in their head. They're thinking, they're going to stack pack the goals tonight, and it don't work out that way. You know what I mean? Because two things. Number one, I thought Wolves, they defended. We haven't really given them much credit for their defending. They did defend very, very well up until the point that we just put too much pressure on them and they gave up the goals. And these games happen, but we just can't afford to see. But the point is, at the end of the day, a week on, or a few days on, you don't really care. The most important thing was we actually got out of jail and got the 3 points, but we can't make it happen again. Surely, definitely can't.
Do you know the one good thing about it is that wherever you go, rival fans are all going, "Oh, you're so lucky." We was like all going mad when you equalised, and then you go up the other end and score. So there is a good thing in it, like, you know what I mean. So, but listen, Curtis, you went away, and that one in the act down there stitched us up, mate. You know what I mean? Made you bottom of the league, my son.
I just said I like to play fair, man. I like to play fair, and these guys are trying to come at me for playing fair. You see, if I want to win, I want to win it right. Curtis,
have you noticed? We don't usually see the table until the end of the show, but because Robbie's moved off the bottom of the league.
I woke up and it was on my alarm, I tell you, like, an absolute joke. And just for the viewers, he's only pushing Ryan for another point.
That was cheeky. That was cheeky. That was cheeky.
Ryan's had to put him straight, like, you know. Obviously, Ryan's just lost his Christmas bonus by telling the truth. But, yeah, he didn't get the extra point.
Listen, man. I deserve that point, man. I deserve that point, right? But, yeah, well done to you, Jack. Your honesty is something to be admired, especially when you're amongst thieves like these two here, you know what I mean? So...
Of course. What can I say? It's more the thing of...
It puts him up with us in the monthly thing, puts you down at the bottom, Jack. Just want to put you there. Just want to make that.
Yeah, so you've damaged yourself.
We need to clarify this. We need to clarify this with Robbie, because Robbie wasn't here, but I've been told by Lee and Curtis that there's now a monthly table, and that's how we're judging, you know, the end of month prize. I thought it was just a consistent table. Whoever's top is top. If Lee's top the whole thing, he gets a prize every couple of months. I'm being told there's a new monthly table.
Monthly?
Yeah, I think there is a monthly table. That's how I understood it as well.
Yeah, see, relax. This guy's trying to change all the rules. You know what I mean?
All the rules.
I was not even top.
I wouldn't be surprised, right, at the end of the day, that they've got a little room in the office or something where they've got all the gear and they just swap it over between themselves, you know what I mean? Making sure that they get the prizes and we don't, Curtis. We've got to stick together here, mate. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm with you, mate. 2-0 judges, you know what I mean?
Thank you very much. We stick together.
By the way, Lee, was that you I saw at Ballers League on Monday? Now, I'm like, it can't be, because this was the person who said it's rubbish, ridiculous football, load of crap. This must be at least 4 times now you've been at Ballers League, and you were there all night. I saw you with Ian Wright, pictures with Idris Elba, and it was you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I did go. Listen, I actually got quite into it now. Like, it wasn't my cup of tea, all this game changer, but actually, once you get into it, it's pretty good. Like, you know, the standard is very, very good. I have to say, you know, I mean, some of the players there are very, very good, and like there was a couple of games that were in it that were a little bit feisty, which is what I like, you know. So it was good. I met Angry Ginge as well, like, you know. Had a chat with him, so that was very nice. But Ian Wright had about 15-minute conversation. We were talking about things, Wolves, and what Arsenal need to do going forward. So yeah, what a pleasure that was to be speaking.
What did he say about Wolves?
Virtually what we were saying, you know what I mean? Like, expected us to beat them comfortably, didn't happen. You know, but got the result. That was the key thing, like, you know. And I think like all teams go through that. That was the sort of thing he was saying, like, you know, it does happen even when you know, the Invincibles, you know, had a couple of poor results and performances along that way, you know, and didn't get the results that they want. But I think that
it's all right when he says it, yeah.
No. But the key was what he said, which was that was all you. Us fans, we'd had the comfort of the '98 title, the 2002 game. He goes, if you go to you know, those sort of things, it's been a long while. You know what I mean? Like, he was saying, you know, it's over 20 years now that us fans haven't had the success. You know, and not only have we not had the success, you know, we've seen the Chelseas and the you know, like the Man Uniteds and Man Cities now come through and continually win. And that was the point he was sort of making, I think, was that when they have their result against Leeds, it isn't as bad for them because they've got the title they won the year before or whatever, like. And I get that, you know what I mean? For us, it's, you know, we've got mental baggage at the moment, haven't we? Like, you know, because we haven't won it for so long. So I do think there's a little bit of that. But at the end of the day, as you quite rightly said, it is 3 points. And, you know, if we go on and win the league, we'll look back at that game maybe and go, do you know what? That was one of the turning points, you know, along with many others. But, you know, also don't forget, Rob, we've had like 3 and I still back the fans on this. Like, you know, that's the third last-minute goal we've had go against us. Like, you know, in 3 consecutive games. You know what I mean? I understand fans having a little bit of a meltdown, because I felt it. You know what I mean? It's hard to take. You know, it was the Sunderland one, then the Villa game, and then the Wolves game. You know, I mean, that, you know, the fans needed a boost, and I hope that last minute goal certainly done it for us. You know, to get back in and get that result. So we move. We move.
We have to talk about the Everton game. Just before we do that, though, I do have to. What's this I heard about at Borders League? It got bombed out by Chloe Kelly. Now, a couple of weeks ago, you were saying to us that, you know, Chloe this, Chloe that. Is this right? Chloe Kelly bombed you out?
Listen, she bombed me out for Conor Benn, right? And when she seen me yesterday on Monday, she come straight over. I am so sorry. And do you know what she called me? She didn't call me Lee. She said, "I am so sorry, legend." And so all is forgiven, like, you know what I mean, on the Chloe Kelly. You know what I mean? Like, that was good enough for me. And we are now friends again. And Clutch FC are my team, along with M5, who lost their first game, by the way, of the season on Monday night. And I'm going to tell you this, right? This is why Arsenal were, I think, invincible. Jens Lehmann had the right for about 10 minutes. He, you know, it is baller league, but the passion of that man, he did not like losing. Do you know? And I didn't. He come over me and like evil look, and I said, "Oh, unlucky." I didn't say anything to him, like, because he was fuming. But you imagine like what he would have been like if Arsenal didn't play well in that first season that he played. You know, mentality. Yeah, I loved it as well. Like, you know what I mean? His mentality. And I actually said to his son, "I bet your dad's going to be at the ump today." And he went, "Oh yeah, he will do." But you know, so that's what you want, isn't it? I know that's what you want, and I actually quite liked it. Like, you know what I mean? He had about 10 minutes when he walked away and weren't talking to no one. Like, then he sort of he got back in the room. But yeah, I like that. I like that.
That's a bit like Declan Rice after the game, isn't it? Like you were saying on Monday, he weren't really interested in. Like, you could see he was physically knackered. He was very angry. Very angry. He wasn't. He didn't. You know, he normally sort of goes around clapping people, like you said, Leo. I think you were saying it on Monday, Lee.
Yeah.
He didn't really do that. He just went down the tunnel. He was, you know, and he was remonstrating with a few people. And apparently, as well, the talk was that there was a bit of a, you know, not bust up, but a lot of arguing and honest expressions being made in the dressing room after the game.
Well, that's what you want. I think that is what you want. Like, you know, you want that. Listen, no one was happy with that performance, were they? Like, you know, none of the fans were, and I understand the fans having meltdowns and not celebrating and celebrating whatever way you want to look at it. Like, you know, but I think for me, one of the biggest consolations about it was, or justifications, is Declan Rice. You know what I mean? Like, walking off and having the ump, he felt like I did. And I think that's a good thing. Like, when you got players feeling it like us, I think that's a good thing. And, you know, I think that, you know, the good thing now for them is that they've had the bust up. Let's see what happens at Everton.
There's got to be a level, I think, though, in terms of, like you said, players feeling like us is great. But I don't know if any of you guys saw Monday Night Football with Olivier Giroud made his appearance. And he had about a 10-minute segment on his time at Arsenal. And I thought it was fascinating, purely for the fact he said that he said himself, he felt when he was at Arsenal, as soon as it hit February, he mentally couldn't do it anymore. And the squad didn't have it mentally in them to compete with titles. He said during the season that Leicester won it when we were battling for the title. He said that he felt the squad didn't have the mentality. It was kind of cheeky of him. There was a lot of we didn't have the mentality and our squad and we, but he didn't mention the fact he also went 13, 14 games without a goal in the league with a prime Mesut Ozil behind him. He left that bit out, but he seemed to question the mentality a lot of when he was at Arsenal and stuff. And it does make you think, like, when we were sat here, you know, all them Bayern Munich days getting slapped about and stuff, saying we don't think the players are up for it and they're not good enough to wear the shirt and stuff. And you got our striker from the time coming out saying, yeah, I don't think we were good enough. I don't think we were mentally there and stuff. So I'm hoping the new squad of players aren't thinking too much like Giroud. But yeah, it was a good listen.
I think the difference is now these players are good enough. That's the difference. I think in when he was playing, even us as fans, we knew we weren't really good enough. But we thought we should be better than Leicester. That's for sure. But at the moment, we know that this team is good enough. Now that is going to be the test, the mental, because you are good enough. Yes, they've even shown it so far this season with the amount of injuries and adversity that they've had, that they're still top. But now you've got to go and do it. And the first, this week for me is a perfect test, because Everton away, it's never easy there. I think we drew there last year. And it's kind of a game that we have to win. And it's going to tell us a lot about these players. We can give them, even someone like me, who's probably was a little bit lighter than you guys on it. I can give them a pass for Wolves because they got the points. But now, first of all, I need to see a performance against Everton. I need to see a performance. We can't see what we've been. Lee, I think you said it on Monday. These games where we keep starting slow, not getting going until we either concede a goal or until it's the second half. We need to go out there. I want to see this Arsenal team go out there this week against Everton and be on it from the first minute. Show us that all that anger and upset and all that's not just words, but it's actually show us in action. Get out on that pitch, right? You had a week off now, so there's no excuses on rest and all that. There's players coming back. Even if you look at Everton, are kind of like a decent time to catch them as well. They've just come off the back of a defeat. They lost their last home game, even though they have been on form, but they lost their last home game, I think it's 4-1 against Newcastle. And I watched that game, and I remember Newcastle started really fast. They got an early goal, and that was it. It's killed them early. They're going to know Ndiaye because he's gone to the African Cup of Nations. No Idrissa Gueye, he's gone to the African Cup of Nations. And Dewsbury Hall done his hamstring last week. These are about 3 of their most important players. Yeah. Arsenal, you know what they're going to do. We know how Everton play. It's going to be very defensive. Go and get at them. Last week you might have got a pass. You won't get it this week. That's for sure. Pressure's on. I know how you guys feel, but for me, pressure is on this one.
Can I just say that I actually think Everton having a new stadium could play into our hands a little bit, because I think with Goodison, it's quite intimidating close to the pitch. I think when you go into that brand new stadium, it's not usually that hostile. I think we felt that with the Emirates when we first went there. It wasn't the same as Highbury, was it? So, like you said, Grealish is a doubt as well. Dewsbury Hall's out, and Dye's been probably their best player this season, and he's missing. I was looking at their results as well, like lost 3-0 at home to Tottenham, 4-1 at home to Newcastle. They've lost a few home games. They drew with West Ham. They have had some good results as well, but the dynamics is going to change this weekend, because Man City played before us against West Ham. We all expect them to win that. That will put them back at the top of the league, which hasn't happened for a while. So it's going to add that extra pressure to the game for us. I think what we've realised over the last few weeks, and I kind of fell into this trap a little bit as well. About 4 weeks ago, I was sitting there thinking, boy, we could end up like 10, 11 points clear of Man City. And, I feel like we're almost there. Within 4 weeks, they could be a point ahead of us by Saturday night. And you realise that we're nowhere near the finish line. And something that I thought, I don't know if you guys heard Thierry Henry spoke about the reaction of the Arsenal players after the Villa game. And he was talking about we have to sort of control our emotions. He was saying with Pep and Man City, they almost become robots. When they win, they don't celebrate too much. They understand they have to keep getting results. with Arsenal, I think there's a lot of emotion there because of what's happened over the last 3 seasons. You know, you see at the Villa game, they were devastated. A lot of players laying on the floor. You see after the Wolves game, Rice is angry. It's kicking off in the dressing room. So I think with us, we've just got to sort of keep our emotion in check and not get too caught up on Man City and just sort of think, listen, we know they're right there with us, but we've got to keep winning games. They have got a trickier run of games from the start of January as well, Man City. They've got Chelsea and a few other teams. So, United, yeah. But I expect us to win this weekend. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people have been going, Everton, listen, it's a tough game, but I expect us to beat them with the players they've got missing.
I think one thing I will say is that we all a lot of fans are looking at it again like 10 points. But I was speaking to a Man City fan, and he said that Arsenal had a tough run of fixtures. When they had fixtures that you look at them, you expect them to win, and that's exactly what happened. You know what I mean? They had Newcastle away. Then after that, they had a good little run of fixtures. And it's all right, Thierry Henry saying that, but I didn't see Mikel Arteta having a fight with a cameraman after the game against Aston Villa or wanting to,
that's true.
That's true. It's a different Man City to the Man City that was 2 seasons, 3 seasons ago, and I think that's what we've got to get in our heads. They are vulnerable. I watched the highlights of the game against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace could have been a couple of goals in front before they went and won 3-0. This is a different Man City to what I see a few years ago, and we're a different team now. So I do think I thought our reaction from the Aston Villa game was very, very good. I think that we lost the game, we was devastated and all that. All the players come up, thanked the fans, and and then reacted well with a good result against Bruges, which people don't forget. And it weren't great against Wolves, but I'm with you, Curtis. You know what I mean? I think that get up there and I expect Arsenal to win this game. I don't think they. For me, if you're going to go and win the league, I'm not saying you've got to go and win every game, but the run that we've had, where we've dropped points at Sunderland, dropped points against Chelsea, dropped points against Villa, we need now, particularly and all of those 3 that I've mentioned, all away from home. We've got to start picking up points away from winning games away from home again. And I think that it will be tough. There's no 2 ways about it. And I think, we're going to go there, which is basically, if we don't win this game, probably, we're going to be not top at Christmas. So that's a little bit of a mental thing as well, being top of Christmas. That sounds silly, but it is. You want to be top, especially when you've been top all season. So you need to set out a little statement and all that. We've had a little tough run of games, not a wobble, tough run of games, but we're out of that now. And we're going to start winning a few games of football. So I think it's massively important.
Yeah, it's massively important, but it's also massively important. I'm surprised Curtis hasn't mentioned it yet, but there'd be one thing I'd love to see at the Everton ground, and it's not their stadium, but I'd love to see this, guys. I don't know about you, but I would love to see this back after what? How long? And obviously, he's turned into my new best mate after Eze at this rate, or Gyökeres. But it's interesting now. Jesus is back. There's a lot of discourse going on this week about who should Arsenal's starting striker be, and obviously we got the quarter-final, semi-final coming up against Palace, the League Cup one. So there's going to be a bit of rotation, I assume. Are we going to go stronger at Everton, go all out at Everton, or are we going to have that game in mind? We obviously got a couple injuries. Obviously, centre-back wise, is Hincapié going to have to play so many games after just coming into the squad, etc. But I think the main point is we need to get scoring, and the man that I'm relying on to do that is the guy we brought in to score goals. But then I'm saying all this, but if you ask me who I'd want to start against Everton, I'd probably say Gabriel Jesus. So I don't know about if you guys have had any other thoughts since that game, but still, there's a lot of discourse. I'm still not here for Gyökeres at the moment.
Yeah, I'd start Gyökeres. And he's got to get it together, innit? This is the life of being a footballer, a top football club like Arsenal. You know what I mean? You're under pressure. Now go out there and show people. Go out there. He would have heard the noise. go out there and deliver. This is why you've been brought in. I think I saw the other day that a lot of the games we got coming up, they were like, a lot of them were draws last season. We drew against Everton, we drew against Brighton. You've been brought in to turn the draws into wins. You know what I mean? That's why, you've been brought in. So I would certainly be starting him, but he's under pressure. And I think this is a good thing that he's under pressure as well. You know what I mean? That you've got Jesus lurking there. I don't think Jesus will start because I still think they've got to manage Jesus. You know what I mean? Guys had 2 ACLs. He's just coming back. They've got to take their time with him as well. And I think it's perfect that he's sort of coming in last 15, energetic, and doesn't overdo it. But, I see that Havertz is starting to, they said he's getting near to coming back as well. So he's under huge pressure and he has to deliver. There's no time for no sympathy here. This is why you've been brought to Arsenal. Right now, you come back off of injury now, there's a few games, want to see something. But like Kenya said on Monday as well, these guys have got to start finding him as well. We'll start learning how to play with Victor Gyökeres. He's different to Jesus. He's different to Havertz in the way he plays, different to Mika Marino. We know his strengths. Try and play to his strengths. Try and play him in. Don't dwell on the ball all the time. Get that ball into him early, and give him a chance. So if he fails, we can say, well, the guy's finishing's been awful or something. We can't even say that at the moment because we don't see it hardly had any chances. It's not even like we can say, oh, he's missed one-on-ones as he missed. How many chances? I can't. In that game, he had that one where he turned and shot, which was actually not a bad, he sort of created that himself. How many times can we say, oh, you know what? This guy, man, he's missed 3 one-on-ones or should have done better with that. I can't really remember many of those over the last few games because just ain't been involved. So they got to get him involved this week. I need to see improvements all round. Really do.
I'll play him, but for this game. But when do you say like you're playing him because he's your striker and everything like that? When is there the point when you say, hold on a minute here?
After this one.
Really? After this game? Is that you?
If I don't see, we don't see a performance from him after this game, then you've got to bring back in Marino. That's what I'd say.
Or do you wait for Havertz? Well, I don't know. Like, this is.
Oh, you've got Marino can play there as well, isn't it? So if you're going to play that style where basically you're saying that we're not going to find this guy, we're not going to really, it's not really suiting us, then we need to get in the guy that's going to help us to win games. So he's to bring Marino back in. It's a big game for Gyökeres. Big game. Even if he doesn't score, I need to see something. I need to see him creating havoc, chances, like him justifying being in the team. Because right now, you can't just be week in, week out. You're not having a good game and we're making excuses. I need to see something. I need to see something all round. I want to see these guys give the guy a chance as well, as I said, because at the moment, what chances has he even had?
I do think with Gyökeres, I've been defending him a lot, but he does have to do more himself. At the end of the day, as a striker, I always say the most worrying time for a striker is when you're not getting chances. I'd rather miss chances because at least my movement's right and things are happening. To me as well, you mentioned Havertz there. I don't even think Havertz should be the next in line. I think Marino has shown that he is the next in line now, and Havertz has been injured since August. So I think he's going to take a little while to reintegrate as well. I think he'll need to come off the bench with Jesus. I think he'll probably need a few more games of 20 minutes, and then maybe you can look to start him. So yeah, with Gyökeres, I think it's in equal measure. Arteta's job is to get the best out of him. You don't sign an out 9 and then don't create chances for him. But equally, he can't go through games where you've 5 touches in a half and you ain't had a shot and you're constantly wrestling defenders. You need to move away. He needs to. I think in Portugal, he just ran through defenders, too big, too strong. playing for a dominant side. The lower teams in Portugal are nowhere near the level. Come to the Premier League, even the teams at the bottom, they're going to give you a difficult afternoon. They're going to wrestle you. He's going to go to Everton, Tarkovsky. You know what them guys are going to do. You know, they'll elbow you, they'll grab you. So I think he needs to start showing that he's adapting. And I think the thing that's a shame is before the injury, it looked like it was happening. The Atletico Madrid game, the Burnley game, he thought, oh, it's starting to happen. He got injured, he came back, and it's like he's gone back to the very start, and it's like he's starting again. So, but I agree with you, we can't, as much as I'm defending him, we can't babysit him either. You know, we're trying to win a title here. So if he's not the answer, then we're going to have to, for me, probably put Marino back in the team. But I think Gyökeres, if we can get him scoring, I think that gives us a better opportunity, because I think he does help the wingers as well. You know, he occupies the centre-backs, but he needs a goal desperately. A penalty, a tap-in, anything just to go in for him.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to mention final one standing. You know, they've got this week their 100K game, which you can play for free. All you got to do is scan the QR code that's on the screen there. Let me just break it down to you in case you don't know. Final one standing. You pick a team to win. If they win, you go through to the next round. If they lose or draw, you are out. So the brand new competition this week, it's the deadline for entry for it is Saturday at 3 p.m. Saturday the 20th of December at 3 p.m. and you can win £100,000. Please gamble responsibly. You've got to be over 18 and based in the UK. I want to sort of find out from you guys what teams you're going for this week. What team I've gone, and listen, if it doesn't work out, I'll be happy, but you've got to go for the obvious for me. I've got Man City. I don't know what they got West Ham. I don't know what you guys have gone. Man City as well?
The same. It's got to be City, hasn't it, unfortunately?
Everywhere, we've all got Man City, but we're yeah. It actually, I'm still in one of the other leagues, and I've gone for Bournemouth this week to beat Burnley in that one. And I was tempted to do that in this one, but you've got to go safety first, innit? Which is Man City to win. Although I don't think we'll be unhappy if it don't work out, guys, will we?
I've gone Man City, but in the other one, I'm going well in the other one, and you start running out of picks, don't you? Like that's the hard thing about it as well. Like, the bankers have gone up. My Arsenal's and Man City's have gone, so I've had to go for like you can't go Wolves, Brentford, like Brighton, Sunderland's a difficult one. So I've gone Newcastle to beat Chelsea.
Do you know what, Lee? I was looking at it though. You're going to have to do Wolves at some time, yeah? This might be the week to do it up against Brentford. If they will be lifted a bit by their performance against us.
That's a good shout.
That might be one to do, you know, because you're going to have to do
the Newcastle Chelsea one. Yeah. All right then.
No. Listen.
Robbie's trying to get everyone out. I'm falling for them,
because I know you're going to come next week now and slag me off and say you told me go Wolves, but I'm just saying it as a. I think Wolves this week might win.
Yeah, Lee, I reckon you should go for Wolves, mate.
Yep, same here, mate.
Honestly, there's some different. No, I'll go Man City. Sorry.
All right, guys. Remember, please. That's why you need to know you got to gamble away, right? I mean, so. But yeah, that's a final one standing. Scan the QR code or links in the description if you would like to get involved, guys. I'm interested in from you guys the sort of team that you'd be looking to put out there this week. You know, Jack said it. Carabao Cup game coming up on Tuesday after against Crystal Palace at home. Do you take that into account? I saw Chelsea's game last night. They rested 10 players. I think they made 11 changes. 11 changes they made. And still got the job done. They did have to bring on all the big guns, though, to win the game. But that's for next week. But what would you do against Everton?
Strongest side. If it was a cup final, and the players are available, he plays his strongest team. What he thinks today, like, I think it show a little bit of a hand, certainly in midfield. What three he goes for. For me, like Odegaard's got to start performing. That's got to have to happen now. I felt that Eze had his chance against Wolves. It didn't go, so I'm going Odegaard, Zubimendi, Rice as my midfield. Calafiori coming back. Where does he play? Either left back or left central defence. I'm playing him left back because he's been like one of the best players there. Nketiah, Saliba, Timber, and up front, Gyökeres, Trossard, and Saka.
Yeah, I think I'd probably go the same. But the only questions I have are the midfield. Is that the thing I want to happen isn't going to happen. Like, I would love to see Wanyeri play, but I know that's not going to happen. So it's more of a thing of, I don't know. Eze is obviously definitely going to play in that Crystal Palace game. He played well against them in the league. It seems like he's got that bit between his teeth for them. But I don't know. There's that talk recently about should we try the 2 10s more instead of playing both Rice and Zubimendi in the games that we know that Everton are going to sit back and they're missing key players. We're going to have a lot of the ball. Would it be worth doing it Eze and Odegaard against a team like that? But then we are away from home. Is it a bit risky? The times we have seen them together, they haven't looked great together. If we're honest. So it could be a bit of a risk. If that's where I would take a risk, it'd probably be the midfield in terms of maybe putting Eze and Odegaard in. But apart from that, backline the same. Yeah, Calafiori, Nketiah, Saliba, Timber, Raya, and then Saka, Gyökeres. I agree with you guys on the fact that we've got to play him into form. We don't have a choice. If it bites us, we can say that. We can say at the end of the season, yeah, well, it's on the manager or Bert or whoever you want to put it on. But right now, I don't think we have a choice, as you guys said. It would be nice to see Jesus come off the bench, but Gyökeres, Saka, and Trossard. If Trossard's fully fit, Trossard. If not Martinelli, but definitely would rather see Trossard play. I wouldn't mind seeing Madueke get some minutes as well because he looked good against Bruges, and we only really see him for 20 minutes here or so. And I've been a bit critical of him coming on for the last 10 against Chelsea and stuff. And he did look really good against Bruges, even ignoring the goal, just taking on his man, very positive. I think it'd be useful against Everton. So
yeah, I agree with the team that Lee said. I think I would love to see Ethan get a start though, man. Like you just said there, I'd like to see Ethan get minutes, but he won't. But why are we comfortable saying that he won't? Like, we shouldn't be saying that. He should be, because let's be honest, Odegaard's not playing well. And in recent weeks, Eze hasn't played well. That hat-trick against Tottenham is a distant memory now. I can't keep talking about that. Like, Ethan should be in with a shout. He came off the bench against Bruges and played well. He's quick. He drives at people. I think he should. But listen, he's not going to. He's going to play Odegaard, let's be honest. He's going to play Odegaard, Zubimendi and Rice. Trossard, if he's fit. I think I agree with you with Madueke. He should get minutes, but the problem is, Saka's in his position. I don't think Noni looks great on the left. So he's kind of... his minutes are only going to be when Saka needs a break, which is the reality. Maybe he'll start against Palace in the cup. And Gyökeres, I mean, it might just be a case that he has to wrestle with their centre-backs for 60 minutes and then Jesus or Marino come on and enjoy the fruits of his labour at the end. But yeah, Calafiori, I think definitely comes back in at left back, gives us that stability. We haven't got many options in defence now. I think Skelly's the only one who maybe will be on the bench, will be down to the young players. So, yeah, I think that's a strong team still anyway.
Yeah, I like your team, Lee. The only thing I'm wrestling with in that team, I'm still wrestling with, because like you said, Wanyeri won't play, especially with that game on Tuesday night where we're going to be playing Palace. I think he'll get his game there. The same with Madueke, he'll get his game there. But I'm still wrestling. As bad as Eze has been in the past couple of games, the thing about him is that he can get a goal. He's more likely to score a goal than Martin Odegaard. So I'm just wrestling in my head because, like you said, Odegaard has not been he's not been on fire. Where I say, yeah, you just bring him in. You know what I mean? So I'm still wrestling with, is it Odegaard or is it Eze? And neither of them have been finding the runs of say a Gyökeres. So I guess like either of those plays, I'm going to be okay with. But whichever of them plays, they need to step up, because those two in particular, in recent games, have not been good enough, have not given us anything really, and they're both playing in a position where you're expected to give us something. So when Eze sort of was first playing, even before he got that hat trick, I kind of liked his little link ups with Saka, and the two of them were looking dangerous together, but that's kind of dropped.
Yeah.
And when Odegaard's played, he's looked lively around the place, and we know pressing and stuff like that. I haven't really seen enough from him. And as I said, when he gets into that shooting position, if Eze's in that shooting position, he's more likely to score. And we need goals, man. And as I said, I want to see a fast start in that game. I want to see an electric start. I want to see us, because that game that Newcastle won at the Hill Dickinson, they went at them from straight away. They got the couple of goals and the game was over. And Everton are that type of team. You want to get them out of the game quick.
Yeah.
Because if they dig in, they're dangerous. The crowd gets up, tackles start flying in to get and they'll be more than happy with a point, right? So it's a dangerous game for Arsenal if they don't. It's a winnable game, and I think we. As I said, certain players missing and stuff like that for them. It's a winnable game. We've got a few players back. It's a bit stronger. Good to see Saliba back in there as well. But those attacking players, they better be on it on the weekend. Good to see Trossard back. You even saw when he came on, the 2 times he's come on, it's been different. Even he's provided more things for Gyökeres. He's looked a bit more like there's threats on both sides when he's been on, and then you can maybe bring on a Martinelli later or something like that. But at least we're getting a little bit of strength back. That's good to see. We're getting a little bit of strength back in. But this is a big weekend. It's a big.
Do you know what, Rob and guys? I saw yesterday. I don't know if you saw that Man City are in for Semenyo.
Yeah,
see that? Yeah. Man United and Man City, and I'm sitting there thinking, that Berta, I don't know how much money's left in that kitty, or if you've got to get creative, loan with obligation. But if you see like a Semenyo going to Man City, I think that's a big chess move, and I think we are lacking something on that left-hand side. I still think we don't have a Declan Rice replacement or a rotation option, somebody with high energy and power. So, we're what, 2 weeks? We're 2 weeks away from Transfer Daily, people.
Or you walking down the road, you can be on the walk.
No, I don't walk. No, not when I'm in England. I only do that on the tour. You know what I mean? It's too cold to walk around here. But yeah, we've had some painful Januaries over the years as Arsenal fans. So I'd love us to get one in at least, just to give us a boost.
What did we do last January?
Nothing.
Cool. Yeah,
nothing. Ollie Watkins failed bid.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that was really frustrating. Yeah, I just remember last January was terrible. Semenyo as well on Monday, he looked back to his best, man. Now, that guy's good, man. He's good. £65 million release clause, I think it is. I'm with you. I'd get him. You know what I mean? If that's what secures you the title, it's worth it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that, listen, nothing against Trossard. I think he's been fantastic for us, but we're relying on Trossard, who's, in his 30s now. I think that it would be just, it makes sense to just, not only get the fans excited, it also gives us something. We haven't got to look to get someone on that left side for 2 or 3 seasons. You've got Martinelli and someone like Semenyo, 24 back in it, but like both of them going at it. I think it's a no-brainer. The only thing is, if it can financially viable, but You know, listen, I do think we just need that little bit of a boost, especially, and also, like as you say, like if they go and do it, it gives them a boost, doesn't it? Like, you know what I mean? So you don't, you know, like they're going to go and do something. You know that, you know, and sometimes that January little move does you world of good. We've got Trossard in January, by the way, so it can be done.
Yeah. What's everyone's predictions then?
We'll get the table up, Rob, and unfortunately, Curtis is going to have to go last.
You have to.
All
right, I'll see what you lot are doing then.
I'm toying between 1-0 and 2-0. I'm not going to lie.
Just get it over with, mate. Just say it.
Yeah.
Go on.
Everton 0, Arsenal 2.
Says that he's like time. That's what time for every single week. You get safety first.
I kind of want to take a lead here because I can't keep seeing him at the top. So I'm not going to go 2-0. I'm going to go 1-0. 1-0 to the Arsenal.
Right, I'm going to go bold in this, right? I'm going to go 3-1 Arsenal. I think we're going to score some goals, man. I mean, after that horror show last week, we need some proper attacking. Goals are coming. 3-1 to the Arsenal.
Oh wow! Do I gamble here? Do you know what? I'm gonna do it for the first week. We've all got different predictions. I'm gonna go 2-1 to the Arsenal.
Not a bad shout.
I like that.
I like that one.
I like that.
I think
so we're under pressure. Someone's going to win, I reckon.
I think it's going to be a tight game. I'd love to go say like we win 3-1, but I think it's going to be tight.
3-1, man. They lost. They got beat 4. Newcastle took them apart at home last time, but we got a score. I want to see a first half goal by Arsenal. We haven't done that for a while, have we?
Right, hold on a minute. I'm just going to write this down. 3-1, did you say, Rob? Yeah, 3-1. Right, okay.
What are you writing it down for? Like, what do you think I'm lying or something?
Yeah, don't want Jack coming up in a month's time saying you got it right.
You said 3-0, Robbie, and getting 3 points. So it's down there. I've written it down. Like
3-1 to the Arsenal. Yeah? 3-1 to the Arsenal. Monday, you're all going to be saying, Rob, you're top.
Well, if he goes top, I'm sorry, guys, but, you know, we just got to play fair.
Christmas presents from all of you. You know what I mean? Like, you know?
No.
Right, have we got any comments this week?
Yeah, I've got my comment. Lots of love for Kenya, by the way.
Yeah. Go on then. What is it?
I've got to get it out. Lee Judges needs never to complain again about any Arsenal player that gets sent off for violent conduct after what we saw on Monday.
Did you see that, Curtis?
Mate, I saw he's a fug, mate. I'm telling you. Absolute fug. You know what I mean? The guy won the ball and he's tripping him over and
And did you see the look on his face when he tripped him as well, like that? You know,
left one on him.
Yeah.
I thought you'd be in my camp there, Curtis. I'll be honest, but there you go.
No, I don't mind it. You know, it's you got to let people know you're there, aren't you?
You lot would have lost.
I've got one.
You lot would have lost 10 minutes in the Monday football, man. I'll tell you, the way that you can't do any of those sort of things.
It was a yellow card. I found I got a yellow card in today's football for that. It weren't violent, was it? It was just petulant is the word, I think.
Okay.
Intentional.
I like the way you said it. I like the way Lee said, yeah, Kenya's getting lots of love, and then started talking about himself, you know what I mean? In the comments.
I like that, though.
Go on, Jack.
I've got one here that, you know, it's kind of, I like it. No, was it the guy in the black hat knows his stuff with a clap emoji. I just like to. It's a grey hat today, but we're on what, episode 20 of this. My name's Jack, guys. I get introed by Rob at the start of every show. He says, "I'm here today with Jack. Jack in the hat. It's easy to remember, you know, Jack." Yeah. But yes, thank you. I do know my stuff, mate. Thank you very much.
Jack the Hat.
There we go.
Jack the Hat.
There's an old school gangster called.
Yeah, Jack the Hat McVitie, wasn't it? Like,
yeah, Jack the Hat McVitie. That's it. He used to be like back in the days of the craze, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jack the Hat McVitie. That's what your new nickname is, right?
I'll take it.
Well, I got one despite not being on the show, but I have to defend myself here. So Gun in Soul Man said, Curtis is like that kid in school that phones in sick, but then you see him in the mall the same day. He did Arsenal therapy a few hours later. Now, I have to clarify. I did. No, let me clarify, because Robbie said on the show that I was unwell, and I said my son was unwell, which is why I couldn't make the show. These lot, when I did my show in the afternoon, they goes, "Oh, you've skived Forever Arsenal, told him you're sick." I said, "No, my son's off school unwell. He was upstairs in bed."
That's not what I heard. You said you were unwell.
No, check the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I did see
right.
that. It was,
Curtis
you know.
right.
Yeah, exactly. You know, details, people. Details.
Finer details. They can get in trouble, like, you know.
I don't know.
They can, mate. You know. At least I didn't say I was picking someone up from the airport. You know what I mean?
You move, right? Right.
Leroy.
We'll see you in the office. I'll see you in the office tomorrow, Curtis.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Abdi Krubo says, honestly, Ake, he says, this is exactly the kind of game that defines a season. Not pretty, not dominant, but surviving. Moments like this is how titles are won. That's what he said. Can be, but it all depends on what we do this week's big for me, man. Big.
All right.
It's big. All the defending that I did last week for that performance fades away if I see another one like that this weekend. It can't be. It can't be, man. It can't be. This is big.
Yeah, even with the cup. The cup is coming up. I want to win that. I don't know about you guys. I want to win that game as much as I want to win Everton as well. Like,
so do I.
It's. I feel like you win that trophy is sort of that, like, sets the tone for the rest of the season. We got the trophy.
Yeah, and I think as well, like, for the first time in a long time, a couple of things in our favour. I named out a couple of the players that are missing for Everton, and normally that's been us going away with loads of players missing. And then even you can say we've got a bit of an advantage playing that Palace game. Palace got to play on Thursday night, in the Europa League. Then they got to play. Then they got to play again on Saturday. Then they got to play us on the Tuesday. That's tough, away from home as well, and they don't have the squad that we've got. So that's a clear advantage for us in that game next week Tuesday. So you know, in the Carabao Cup. So even though it's like a lot of games together, and we got the squad, we're just naming out some players like Wanyeri and you know Madueke and these guys who can come in. You know, we can make a lot of changes and still have a strong team and a more fresher team with guys on the bench, and we're at home. So a big chance to progress onto the semi-finals in that. We know that Chelsea are already through, so yeah.
They ain't guaranteed yet, are they, of getting into that Crystal Palace? So they've got a team called Cups. No. You know what I mean? Like, so they're going to have to go pretty strong in that.
Yeah, they got to go strong in that because they do need to win games to progress. Yeah, they've had a couple of setbacks.
Leeds away is a battle. They're going to get that's going to be a battle, whatever happens. Yeah. So
who they got? Sorry,
they've got Leeds away on Saturday night.
Leeds away, tough game.
Tough game. That's going to be a battle, you know, and then us on the Tuesday. So they're going to be, their squad's going to be,
stretched out. Their squad's going to be stretched.
Going to be stretched.
So
I think we could do. I think we could do with a Wembley trip. The semi-final draws tonight actually. Yeah. So we'll already know we're playing. And
but that's not Wembley, though, is it? That's two-legged.
Oh yeah, the semi-finals 2 legs. But I'm saying in terms of the final, you know, because FA Cup final during lockdown, we were obviously at Box Park. We weren't allowed to go. And then AFCON. You know, AFCON, we don't lose any players to AFCON. And for example, our next 3 games, we've got Everton, like you said, Uwandai and Idrissa. When we play Palace next week, Ismaila Sarr is away. He's one of the best players. And then Brighton the week after, Brighton Belabour. So, you know, every team, even Man City lose Ait Nouri and Mamouche, Salah for Liverpool. So we've got to make that count, you know, win some games.
Yeah. Maybe the pendulum is swinging our way. We never know, especially we can get some players back. But let's see. No voice notes on today's show. Those will be back on Monday. So keep sending those voice notes in. If you want to get them in, there's the details there. Scan the QR code on the screen. That's the WhatsApp number. It'll also be in the description. So get those voice notes in for Monday's show. We come to the end of the show today. Guys, thank you very much. Really enjoyed it. But this is a big weekend, man. Let's hope we're back with all smiles just ahead of Christmas. Hold on. So if we won on Saturday, we'd be top at Christmas, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
Let's be top at Christmas.
Well worked out that, Rob.
Yeah.
Well worked out.
See you later.